Hello and welcome to day 12, the last day of your 12 days of Craftmas. Here we are then, the last day, part 12 of our 12 days of Craftmas, and it's time to add some very final finishing touches to our book nook. How is your nook looking so far? Is it fabulously decorated? I can't wait to see. Don't forget you can share your creations over in our Tonic Studios official Facebook group over on Facebook. We would absolutely love to see all of the little tiny details that you've been putting in. And if you've got any in progress shots as well, if you've taken pictures as you've been going along, share those too. We'd love to see how you have been putting your book nook together. So let's get on with then these final decorative pieces that we're going to be adding. I'm going to bring in the nook that we have so far. So this is where we are at. There's a couple of things that I want to add. So I want a little street sign to go onto our toy shop, and I want to add a little sentiment piece or something on the fence, and maybe a little wreath as well. So just a couple of very small details, but I think they'll just add that little bit extra. So let me grab in some of our pattern papers. Again, we've still got some pieces on here that we can be using. So there are this set of little signs. So we've got Merry Christmas, North Pole, Curios and Curiosities, Bakery, Santa's Workshop and Old Curio Lane. And I think I'm going to take out the Santa's Workshop for this one. Anything else that I want from here? No, I think that's it that I want from the papers for this. I'm also going to grab in a couple of the pieces of foil fusion that we kept from right the way back in day one, if you can remember. So we've got our additional 3 book titles here, and we also have these little signs. So we have a Craftmas Carol, a Book of Festive Tales, and the 12 Tales of Craftmas. I think I'm going to take the Book of Festive Tales from here. So I'm going to snip that out of the centre. And then we're going to do some additional die cutting. We're going to need to do the wreath, which is on here. We need the street sign, which is on here. And then a couple of pieces of greenery as well. Let's grab in the holly and a bow. I think that should do it. Okay, I'm going to bring in my tangerine and get these pieces cut. So here are my final pieces that we're going to need. So I have foiled one of those sentiments and cut also a backing for that. I've got 2 of the street signs, and I've also cut out the sign that I want to have hanging from it. I've got 2 little wreaths. I've got 2 sets of holly leaves, holly berries and a bow. So I'm going to start by just adding a teeny bit of ink just around the edge of my sign. Bringing back in my trusty doorbells. I just want to give this a bit of an age look. Doesn't need to be too much. Here we go. That's looking good. And now it's time to start gluing everything together. So I'm going to actually start with my wreath because I want to put some drops onto this. I need to give them as much time to dry as possible. So, a couple of little red berries here and there. And I'm going to add, that was in our autumn red metallic crystal drop. I've also then got our golden shimmer dream drop. I'm going to do a couple of little white dots in here as well. Wow, they're not really white, they're kind of pearly gold. Very pretty. Okay, that can then go to one side and start drying very, very carefully. My holly leaves then, I'm going to give them a bit of shaping. So very similar to what we did with the last one. The first set, I'm going to turn them over and roll them from the front. And then the ones behind, I'm going to fold over the edge of my precision glide folder. Grab in some glue. Just a little dot into the center. And then offset my holly leaves again, just slightly. And I actually remembered to grab myself a pair of tweezers. So I'm going to put another tiny little dot of glue just into the center. Grab my little berries. And then place them just in the middle. And again, I'm going to pop that to one side just to dry. Give my bow a little bit of a fold. So thumbnail down either side of that kind of central knot just to pull those loops forward. Pull the tails forward slightly as well. And I'm going to very, very carefully put some glue just into that central part on the back. I'm going to add this to the top of my wreath so that can also be drying. Okay, precision work is going on here. Now, street sign. I'm going to snip off the top of this. So I've got just the Santa's Workshop part. I'm also going to cut one of the glue tabs off. And again, I'm going slightly inside the glue tab, just so it is completely out of the way. So, tiny bit of ink on this. There should still be enough on the door, but hopefully, just to add a little bit to my sign. And just around the edges too. Perfect. And then I'm going to layer this up. So foam pads will go onto the back of the sign. And give it a little bit of height so it stands out in the front of our street. And grab those off the back. Make sure we've got it the right way up, very important. And then I'm going to add this to the front of my sign, making sure that's nicely lined up. Okay. Then I'm going to glue my second sign onto the back, and this is just to add that little bit of extra structure and stability. So make sure you get glue right the way across these very fine parts at the top of the sign. You definitely want those to be doubled up. All the way down that side and then across the panel as well. Okay. line this one up. And like I said, make sure that all of those very fine details are aligned, because that's going to help to add that little bit of extra strength to your street sign. Press that all in, and then we just want to fold that glue tab along the edge. So I would definitely recommend that you use your precision glide folder for this, or go around the edge of a ruler, something like that, because it is so fine. You really don't want to bend the sign itself. You want to make sure that you are just folding that glue tab back. Okay, time to add this into the book nook. I'm going to pop these slightly out of the way, just so that I don't mash my drops. Okay, once again, make sure I've not got any ink or wet glue on my glass mat. We've come this far, we don't want to add anything extra to the outside of the book nook that we weren't intending to be there. Okay, so my little street sign is going to sit just here. So what I would suggest is you actually put your nook on its side. Now I know this is going to be a little bit tricky for you to see, so I'm going to show you as much as I can. Glue onto the glue tab. And then I'm going to press this into place just right along the very edge. And once again, I'm going to go in with, oh, my sleigh has tumbled. I'm going to go in with my precision glide folder. Right, how can I show this, Cam? I'm going to do it this way. Can I operate delicately the wrong way around? Let's see. So pass the bone folder just inside of here. Oh, I think I've done it. I think I've done it. There we go. Hopefully it's straight. Looks straight, feels like it's nicely along the edge. Okay, the things we do to show you how to make stuff on camera. Alright, I'm going to turn it around and have a look at it for myself now, just to make sure. Yep, that is looking good. I am happy with that. Perfect. Okay, so the little sign is out. Oh, snowman has taken a tumble as well. So our sign is up on the front of the street now. Time to add the pieces to the fence as well. Let's try tipping this way. So my little sign that I have here, I'm going to pop some foam pads on this side. So just on this part. Nope, this part I said, didn't I? Yeah. Yes. Thanks for reminding me, Cam. Take the foam pads off there. And I'm going to add this just onto the fence, like so. And then just to give that a little bit of extra stability, I'm going to put some glue all the way across this panel. And I'm also going to add a couple of foam pads to this side. Oh, come here. Take the backs up. And then I'm going to stick this behind that panel, so to the fence and then to the back of that tag. And that just gives it a little bit extra to stick to. My little holly berries then are just going to sit on here. And then the last thing is to get the wreath on without mashing the drops. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to sit my wreath slightly over the edge of my fence. Which one? Maybe that one, maybe that one. Or should I just sit it on the front? Let's just sit it on the front. Let's not make trouble for ourselves today. So, glue on the back. Pop that into place, and again I'm going to put the second one on the back just for something else for it to grab to as well. A little bit of extra stability. Tweezers very much coming in handy. Okay, there we go. And that is our finished 12 days of Craftmas book nook with the sleigh and the snowman up on the balcony and all of those little details right the way through as well. Hopefully you have enjoyed making your own book nook along with me. Again, don't forget to share what you have made and post them over on our Tonic Studios official Facebook group so we can have a look and see what you've been up to as well. Please do drop us a comment below. Let us know if you have assembled yours, what kind of things have you put into yours? Have you added in any extra die sets? Let us know, we'd love to hear about it. Thank you again for joining us, and I really hope that you have enjoyed this. Happy Craftmas!